Okay, this is page 149. Okay, guys, we gotta catch up here, okay? Hold on, I'm throwing things away. Throwing things away. That I don't need to throw away. Okay. Seventh graders. Seventh graders. Seventh graders. Here's the deal. You guys are the cream of the crop, the best of the best. So let's prove that we're the best of the best by getting through this quickly. All right. This number line is modeling 3 jumps to the left of 6 apiece. That takes us to -6. So we know that the product of 2 integers with different signs is negative. This is different than adding and subtracting. Yes, my dear. Okay, you can definitely move. You can move your chair, you can move your desk, wherever. There's some spots back there. There's one right there. I know the glare is not ideal. So page 150. Let's do this one. What is -7 times 5? Good job, guys. All right. So if we're just multiplying, what's 7 times 5? 35. When we have different signs, my answer is negative. That's all we have to do. So what's 9 times 13? Well, what's 9 times 12? 9 times 12 is 108 plus another 9. Good. 117. And because my signs are different, this is page 150. Guys, we've moved a whole page and you're lost. Page 150, my dears. All right. When our signs are different with a multiplication problem, our answer is what? Negative. All right, here's example 2. This is an example. If it's descending, listen, it's going down. So this 90 is negative. After 11 minutes, we would multiply it by how much it goes down each minute. Well, what is 11 times 9? 99, and times that by 10. Is this positive or negative? Negative. Good. All right, so that's page 150. We can do this. Says me. Try this check real quick. It's descending. Oh, you're going to have to multiply now. It's going down 275 feet each minute for 7 minutes. Is our answer going to be positive or negative, Kendrick? Negative, why? Because my signs are different. So 275 times 7. What's 7 times 5? 35. Can you please hurry up? Al, you don't have to be so rude to the teacher. You can say it in a polite voice. All right, guys, The reason I go kind of fast on these ones is because you should know how to do this very quickly. You should know your multiplication facts. So once again, if you don't know how to multiply like this, you need to be working at home. What do you need to be doing if you don't know how to multiply? Working at home. What's 7 times 7?
49.
49 plus that 3. What is 7 times 2? 14 plus that 5. 19. So negative 1925. All right, same thing happens here. Here's the pattern. A positive times a negative is going to be negative. A positive times a negative is going to be negative. 0 times anything is always 0, but a negative times a negative is going to give us positive. A negative times a negative is always going to give us positive. Same rules apply for division, right? So that gives you the rule, the product of two integers with the same sign is positive. Just more examples. We've done this already. What is 8 times 9? 1 less than 8 is 7. 2 more to make 9. Oh my gosh, guys, we're literally turning the page. This is page 152. All right, what's 5 times 13? Wow. All right, so what's 5 times 12? Plus 1 more 5 makes 65. And again, it's positive because our signs are the same. You also have a multiplication table if you'd like to use it. What's 14 times 7? 14 times 7 is 98. Do you remember how to do these? Remember, we put parentheses in place of the P, parentheses in place of the Q, which helps us to see, ladies and gentlemen. Do not start your engines. Please be quiet. This helps us to see when we have a letter next to a letter, what operation are we doing? Multiplication. So I'm putting in what P equals here for P. I'm putting in what Q equals here for Q. And then I'm doing it. 16 times 7. 212. I'm sorry, 112. 2 seemed awfully high, huh?
Yeah.
Is it positive?
Yeah. There's 2 negatives.
There are 2 negatives, so our rule for multiplying and dividing is that it's positive. You got it, Liam. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've done that section. We're looking here. This gets a little trickier. Remember, we're looking at it in 2 parts. So first they're looking at this first part. Feel free to get a drink if you need to, okay? Doesn't help, okay. All right, so what is 4 times 7? 28. And when we have a negative times a negative, it's going to be positive, right? Yes. So now I have 28 times 2. What's 28 times 2? 56. But my signs are different. So my answer is now negative. Notice they give us the answer here. It's a nice thing about your thing. Your example. All right. What's 3 times 11? 33. times -3 is what? Positive or negative? Negative, because my signs are different. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 3 is still 9. Oh my gracious. This is putting together your integers and everything. Here's what they did. They put parentheses in here, so we have a -5. We have a 4 here. And we have a -9 here. So what is 4 squared? Is that 4 times 2? Yes, 16. What's 5 times 16? Jensen. 80. And it's going to be a -80, right? Because we have negative times a positive. So what's 8 times 9? 72, but since we are really multiplying by 80, I'm adding a 0 here. Negative times a negative is going to be positive. Notice another example, they give it to us here. All right, so try this. Again, I'm putting parentheses in place of my P. Put parentheses in place of your P. Put parentheses in place of your Q. Put parentheses in place of your R and in place of your S as well. Bless you. So in place of our P, that equals -7. In place of our Q, that equals 15. In case of our place of our 1, our R, we're putting a 1. In place of our S, we're putting a -2. Just by looking at this, do you think these are going to be positive or negative? Well, I have a negative times a negative, which I know is going to make it positive, so it's going to be positive. How should we do these? 7 times 2. Okay, what's -7 times -2? 14 times 15. I'm gonna have to write this out or use my planner. Oh, look, I'll use my planner. That'll be quicker. 14 times 15 is this right here. 210. Done. Do you see how easy that was? El Dunzo. Anything times 1 is just that, right? Okay. We are going to jumpity jump jump to quickly. We're not gonna worry about that. We're gonna jump to 3-4, which starts on page 159. Guys, this is all reteaching, Instead of, whatever you need to do, hurry it up. Instead of multiplication, we're going to divide now, but it's telling you our rules are the same. When we have two numbers with different signs, our answer is going to be negative. So here, what number multiplied by -3 results in 36? Actually, -12, right? But I don't, yes. So see how our integers were different here, what we are dividing, so it becomes negative. So when I have a negative times a negative, it becomes positive. This is just kind of checking your work here, okay? All right, so what do you think is the quotient of -36 divided by 3? Same thing, -12, because our signs are different here, okay? This is page 160. I know we're cruising. Page 160. They're telling you the answer here. But you're thinking, 90 divided by 10. 10 times what is 90? Good, 10 times 9 is 90, and since our signs are different, our answer is negative. What times 9 gives us 72? 8, very good. And since our signs are different, our answer is negative, very good. It's an outside color, I can't take it right now. So the best underwater divers, yada yada, are going, if they're diving, they're descending, which means they're going negative 380 feet in 4 minutes. So at this rate, what integer represents the change in feet of a diver's position? So we're dividing this by what? So the distance descendant is negative 380 feet. So we're saying negative 380 divided by 4. I always like to write it down as I'm reading it so I know what's happening, which is, yes, I know why we wrote it twice. Well, I've got to do some division. Do you guys know how to long divide? Negative 380. So 4. Can 4 go into 3? No, so I could put a 0 there, but it won't change my number. How many times can 4 go into 38? This is 160. Nice. 4 times 8 would be 32, so 4 times 9 would give me closer without going over. This is a 2. Now what do I do? Bring down the 0. How many times can 4 go into 20? 5 times. So this answer, is it positive or negative? Negative. That's it. All right. So we're going to apply that same principle here, my dears. Look. A neighbor is working on agility. The dog weighed 65 pounds. I would think it would be an emergency, but they'll just have to leave a message. Before beginning the training regimen, the dog weighed 65 pounds. After 9 weeks of training, 47 pounds. So how much did they lose altogether? They lost how much? Like 18 pounds? Minus 18 divided by 9. If they lost 18 pounds over 9 weeks, to find per week, remember per means to divide. Per is literally what we would say with a fraction bar, right? Sometimes you see this as pounds per week, right? So be careful there. What is 18 divided by 9? 2, and is this positive or negative? Negative 2 pounds per week. All right, same thing with division. When our signs are the same, our answer is positive. So negative 4 times 5 will give us a negative here. All right, the quotient of 2 integers with the same sign is positive. So obviously we've done this with positives before, right? When they're the same. But now we're going to do them with negatives. When they're the same, our answer is positive. 6 times 5 gives me 30. Since these signs are the same, it's a positive 5. 12 times what gives me 84? The one you should know your 12s. 7. And it is positive because our signs are the same. Okay, that's our rule for multiplication and division. Finally, you've seen these before. What am I doing with this paper? I don't know. In place of the y, they're putting what y equals. In place of the x, they're putting what x equals. What does that fraction bar mean? This is page 162. What does that fraction bar mean? Divided by. Guys, learn it, know it. You gotta know it. So we can write it as a division sentence. Negative 155 divided by negative 5. So 5 goes into 15 3 times, into 5 1 time. Our signs are the same, so our answer is positive. All right, you try this one. Oh no, you got to do some long division. Uh-oh. Good thing after this unit, y'all are being given a calculator, because. All right, 6 into 162. Here's how I would do this. Can 6 go into 1? No. So how many times can 6 go into 16? 2 times without going over, right? What's 6 times 2? 12. So that's what I'm subtracting from the 16. What's 16 minus 12? What's 16 minus 12? 4. What do I do now? Yes. 6 goes into 42 7 times. So here we go. That is it. So in your packet today, we are going to be sure we're catching up. You have like over 20 minutes left, like 25 minutes left. So yeah, we're gonna be rolling.
I'm already finished now. I have
So here's where we're at. Here's where we're at, my friends. I know we've done exponents, we've done order of operations. You were to finish these order of operations. So page 4 should be getting caught up. And page 5, make sure you're showing work for all 22 of those problems on page 5. When it comes to 6, 7, 6 and 7, we'll be working on more explicitly tomorrow, because we haven't done those, correct? Pages 6 and 7. I don't think we have. No, we have not. So tomorrow we're going to move on and continue practicing order of operations. We are going to work here. So page 5, and then you were to do the evens on page 4. If you're getting stuck here, now's the time to ask. When we're done with pages 1 through 5 in our packet, when we're done with pages 1 through 5 in our packet, we are going to be working in Alex. You're welcome to leave these in the blue folder, but we're going to try and get through our order of operations. So listen, seventh graders. Monday is going to be our final review, likely before our quiz on Tuesday, okay? So we're going to continue reviewing today, tomorrow, Monday, and then Tuesday. That should help us finish our packet to help practice and review. And then, yes, this packets are great. It's always a great.
So what we're doing, we're just finishing 4 and 5.
4 and 5. Some of you were done already, but some of you needed more time here. So I wanted to reteach multiplying and dividing because I was seeing some issues. And we're going to continue on with our order of operations. Remember, parentheses, right? Multiplication. I'm sorry, exponents, subtract, multiply, minus our exponent here. Again, this is not 8 times 2, so do not do that. All right, you have about 17 to 19 minutes. If we're quiet, it will be 17 minutes. If we are not quiet, it'll be between 19 and 21 minutes. So please do your job so you can get to lunch.